How's it going today?
I understand you were talking to fruit people today and asking the serious questions.
Yeah, like what happened to your Mac book
What,
line?
you informed them something happened to their Mac line. That was fun.
That's how top secret it is inside
I
of
love
Apple.
it. You guys are like, so I had a meeting with Apple today. I'm just like, excuse me. So, anyways, and that's not even like that's not even the fascinating part of the story he told, but that's for some other time. Anyways, this is the Awesome Cast. Chilla, you're ready to get awesome with this. Dutters is on assignment. I believe she's on a trip to test drive those VR sex dungeon chairs that she sent in last week. So I hope expect a full report when that happens. So we you can check out everything at awesomecast.com. Please hit us up at awesomecast at sorgatronmedia.com and tweet us at awesomecast and Facebook us, awesomecast as well. And and please join the Awesomecast group on Facebook. A lot of great discussion, a lot of stories that come into the show from you guys as well come from that Awesomecast Facebook group. Again, hit us up at that email address. Again, awesomecast at sorgatronmedia.com if you're interested in advertising or to be part of the studio audience, or if you want to learn what's going on here, like Michael here, hanging out in his sweet Arnold shades. And Missy, producer Missy, will answer your emails, even though she's in California right now.
That was really loud.
Producing the show. But anyways, also you can subscribe to rate us on your favorite podcast app and watch video versions on Facebook and YouTube. You can also ask your Google Home and your Amazon Echo and actually your Apple HomePod to play us on TuneIn, Google Podcasts, or wherever you would like. Sorry, that yelling threw me off a little bit. You can catch us every Tuesday at the AwesomeCast Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Eastern roundabout. And of course, if you are catching us later or on one of the other platforms that we are streaming here on Tuesdays and have some comments or just want to tell us what we got wrong as we're telling you the wrong version of iOS or whatever the case may be, you can tweet us at AwesomeCast with the hashtag AC453 for this episode, if I got my episode right. Also, thank you to our streaming partners, riversedgepgh.com and the 405media.com. Check out your local listings on those websites for when we do go live over there. And thank you, everybody who is listening over there as well. Again, it's a hashtag.
Huh. You hear me?
Oh.
Oh, I see what's going on.
Hello. I hear you. I do not see you.
You hear me?
I do not see
you. Yeah, you know why?
Oh, yeah. What's that? Why is that?
You know why you don't see me?
Because you're John Cena?
No, do you see me now?
I do.
If you don't plug in your webcam, no one's going to see you.
Oh, you know what's also another thing?
Interestingly enough, I don't see you.
You don't?
I don't.
Look at that. Hold on. Let me see what this does. Why don't you see me?
I don't know.
USB video device. Okay.
Check.
Bandwidth. Okay. Let me recall you.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Let me recall you. Maybe it just didn't initialize.
Call me back.
Try it again. I'm the only one here. Oh, the camera works. I just don't have Chilla now.
There you are.
Hey, this is a fresh install Windows 10 on this laptop.
Oh, you froze.
I froze.
Oh, you're better now.
I think everything's just kind of reestablishing, and I cannot figure out this laptop. It's backwards. You hit FN to get the F keys instead of the things at the top of the thing. The other laptop, you hit FN to get the functions, and the F keys are
like that. Turn Wi-Fi off or volume up and down.
Yeah. So I kept instead of going full screen, you look really good on this. Holy crap!
That's great.
This is a pretty spiffy new. I acquired a laptop from the landlord because I helped them recover some files. And they were I was like, I think I can fix it. And there's it's yours. I've got a new one. I was like, all right, cool. It's out on my desk for the last 3 months. And finally, I grabbed, I did a Cloud Ready Chrome OS, and it loaded fine. It just, the recovery always failed. And I did a Windows 10 USB key and full install, and it's been working for the last 2 days pretty decent, and I did the show last night with it. So good, because the laptop that was here, the screen is flickering, and it gets worse as it goes, and it's been getting worse quicker, and it's become non-functional unless I TeamViewer into it. So, yay, replacement laptop. I was trying to figure, like, am I going to have to buy like a cheap one or something? I need to get a USB, or I'm sorry, I need to get an HDMI. So, Shilla, please regale the chat room with some stories of technological know-how for 30 seconds. Oh wait, never mind, I got it. Never mind, there's one right here.
There you go.
It was just out of arm's length, sitting over there, waiting for me to grab it, because I knew I was going to need one for later, and this is that occasion. Okay, let me plug this in so the people can actually see the stories and such. And
I need some stories.
You need some stories.
Yeah. And one, I need an awesome thing, but will Sorg be forced to update
Oh no!
Windows?
What?
And I didn't get to read the entire article yet. Oh, where's the buttons? Oh, that's not the buttons. Microsoft is going to start auto-updating Windows users that have not... I want this paste.
Now I have manually... Oh, this should be some pre-stuff. Now I have manually... We're going to talk about this on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it for then.
Paste.
All right, you need a minute then? Missy,
Yeah, I do. I'm
Missy
sorry.
is producing from California again.
That's because she's... I don't know. I can't come up with the words. She's the jet setter.
The jet setter, limousine flying, jet setting, kiss stealing, son of a gun.
Here's...
Or something like that.
Oh, did you see... where did I...
There's at least one wrestling fan in the audience that got that.
Did you see the guy that attacked the people lighting off the fireworks
What?
with the drone?
No. Did I talk about MyFitnessPal last week?
I don't think so.
Okay, I got a good story with it. Well, sort of a good story with it. I'm probably gonna be hot swapping my phone and the iPad for showing stuff off here, which is a thing I can do. All right. I'm ready whenever you are. Just give me the high sign and we'll roll. And don't ask me what the high sign is. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello. I should reset that.
Oh, he was annoyed by loud music.
Aren't we all?
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, that should look better. You have this wonderful, like, half-lit thing going on there. Do you have no front light?
Oh.
Yeah, let's make sure that happens before it gets to nighttime. I fixed my lighting, at least for the next 20 minutes.
Hey, Siri.
Uh-oh.
Turn on the podcast lights.
No. Did
Oh,
it?
that's not good.
Uh-oh.
I heard it click, which means something... Oh, you know what? If your power cord falls out of your podcast lights and Siri turns it on, you still don't have podcast lights.
I love that just happened, in general. Like, that's a thing.
That is a thing.
Oh, jeez.
It's an Office 1.0, though, because Office 2.0 is still being...
And we're talking about Chilla Office 1.0.
Yeah, I'm still in Office 1.0.
All right, you ready to roll, sir?
You can tell by the purple walls.
You ready to roll?
Sure, if you go first.
Oh, of course. It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast episode 454, apparently. We're here from the Sorgatron Media Studios in the Beachview neighborhood of Pittsburgh, PA. Some wonderful days here in Beachview this week. With us, of course, from Studio D or Chilla Office 1.0, where he literally just at least attempted to turn on his podcast lights with Siri.
Which technically the power got flipped on.
So Siri was not the failure.
Siri was not the failure. So I have like a light bar,
Mm-hmm.
and the light bar has like one of those figure 8 looking power connectors into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I can't
remember what the name of the tech. It has a name.
like the one that goes into the PlayStation or something.
Yeah, or into the back of your Xbox, kind of.
Yeah.
So it has that, and it must have slipped out of the side of the light bar. So the power actually tripped because I heard it go click, but the light wasn't actually plugged into the power cable. So I had to stand up and plug it in.
Well, you can't win them all. But John Chichilla, when he's not trying to get his office to submit to his will, is a tech guru over at Big Bank International, Esquire. So this is your AwesomeCast. You can check out everything at awesomecast.com. Email us at awesomecast@sorgatronmedia.com if you want to join us here in the studio. I'm very lonely today because everybody's here digitally. I think I have one guest for the Mayhem show later. Or if you are interested in any advertising opportunities with this show to get out to our audience, you can always hit us at AwesomeCast on Twitter and the AwesomeCast Facebook page and wonderful Facebook group where we share stories throughout the week. You guys share stories. We have stuff that we'll be sharing later in the show, your awesome things and such. I know we have at least one submitted awesome thing of the week that I'm very excited about, and we actually brought up recently here on the show again. You can also subscribe and rate us on your favorite podcast app and watch video versions on Facebook and YouTube. I'd like to give a call because we haven't gotten a lot of I don't know, like iTunes is scary not rated unless somebody wants to have a phone call with me about their new podcast service, apparently. But please drop some ratings in there. Let's spruce up the iTunes over there. Even if you don't listen to us on iTunes, most of you have access to that. Look up the AwesomeCast, give us a star rating, please, and that definitely helps us get in front of more eyeballs out there as well. You can also ask your Siri HomePod, Google Home, or Google Music Amazon Echo. I'm reading things in the wrong order. All your things. If it listens to your voice, it plays some podcasts, the AwesomeCast should be there. You may have to tell it to listen to your TuneIn or something, in Echo skills or something like that. I actually play with it because my one podcast I listen to, I listen on my phone through the podcast app, and I did ask Google Home to play that podcast and then skip ahead to the time where I left off on the other podcast, and it worked pretty good.
Very nice.
So that was kind of a nice little hack thing that I discovered today. I'm using more and more on my Google Home as well. Oh, and I think I just changed my awesome thing of the week now I'm thinking of it. Anyways. We're here live every Tuesday figuring out technology with all you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on that AwesomeCast Facebook page. And if you're catching us later or on one of the other outlets, please hit us up on Twitter with a hashtag AC454 so we can continue the conversation for this. If you're just like, hey, I don't think you one, stop saying the A word because you're waking up my person and and everything like that. Also, if you're listening over on our streaming partners, riversedgepgh.com and the 405media.com, and where they carry us, go check your local listings on those sites. Also, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Our friends at the Coffee Club $5 level, that gets some extra gold. We talk a little bit about deep dive, some automation and things with Chilla every once in a while. Matt Weller, John Dickey DeGore, and John Carmen, and our longest supporter at the fan of the show $1 level, Michael Fedor. Thank you, everybody. Again, patreon.com/AwesomeCast. The fact that a few of you guys are actually chipping in for the show is really appreciated. And shows that we're doing something important if you guys are going to chip in for that. So I guess since you do have your awesome thing prepared, and it kind of goes into what we were just talking about, tell me about Google Nest and Home Nub. Home Nub.
Home Hub.
Home Nub. You know what?
There's no nub.
It's a nub now. Where's my Home Nub?
It's just a little like thumb-sized
Yeah,
device.
it's a little dongle thing, Home Nub dongle.
So I think I reviewed the Google Pixel 3a a while ago, a month ago or so. One of the things that when you ordered the Pixel at launch, you actually got, and you kept it for I think it was 90 days. You got $100 credit. At the same time that Amazon launched their Show 5, Google ran a deal for knocking for $55 off of the Home Hub, which I can't figure it out. Is it the Home Hub or is it the Nest Hub?
Or is it just combine them and it's the Home Nub?
Or it's
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to make this a thing.
So with the $100 credit and the amount off the Home Hub, I think it was down to $75. So I cashed in my $100 store credit and got myself a free Home Nub.
Thank you.
It's pretty impressive. I actually like the kind of the clock screen. I mean, you can pick from a couple different clocks. There's like the old flip style clock, there's an analog clock, there's a number of them, but it's pretty cool the way that the camera on it, and you can't use it for video conferencing. I guess it's not really a camera, it's more of a light sensor. Picks up the ambient light in the room and then auto adjusts the brightness, and in a dark room it makes it pretty darn dark, so it's not going to blind you or keep you up at night. The responsiveness of the Google Assistant is great. It was interesting to, much like the Alexa type devices, you use the Home app to set things up. And because while I own multiple Android devices, it's not my necessarily daily driver, so I didn't have as many of the home automation type stuff set up on there. But as soon as I started logging into the apps, the Home Hub found the accounts, and then I could control any of my lights. I could see my cameras. I could control numerous things. The only thing obviously I can't control is my Ring doorbell or my Ring home security, which was kind of a bummer. But I can use it to see all the cameras. I can use it to adjust any of my lights. The one thing I like about theirs a little better than Amazon's, to be quite honest, they have in their touchscreen menuing the ability to go in room by room and see all of the accessible home equipment in that room and adjust lights. They provide a very nice UI to dimming lights or dimming lights up or down, turning things on or off. They did a very good job with the interface from a hey, I don't want to use my voice, I just want to touch the screen, as well as the voice pieces. It also, I liked the way they took you through the setup, like how they do the setup and say, hey, do you have any of these services? And they list them out. And if you do, which ones do you want to add? I thought was much easier than trying to figure out the Alexa skills portion. Oh, I didn't say hey.
Oh, that's true. No. I think you can just say the A word.
Oh, I think you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
So from the A train perspective, I feel like having to scroll through all those skills and try to search and pick and find between major manufacturers and third parties that may have built a skill for certain equipment. I just found the Google setup a little easier, which kind of surprised me. But I will say that the list is much, much, much shorter of equipment that it is compatible with or that it ties into. So fortunately, when I purchased any of the stuff I purchased, I made sure that it was compatible with all three major vendors.
Right.
So no problems there. Oh, the other thing I thought was interesting is it becomes a Chromecast endpoint.
Really?
Yeah, so I can cast to it.
So
I know I can cast YouTube, and I know I can say, "Hey, okay, you know who."
Yeah. So
launch YouTube, but it becomes a castable endpoint, which I thought was super interesting.
So I mentioned off air that I'm kind of discovering more Google Home things that only make sense. One of those that goes along with your thing. I realized that I have 2 Google Homes and a Chromecast here in the studio, right? And a lot of times I listen to the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack a lot, and one time I accidentally didn't say soundtrack, and it actually started playing it on the TV. Then I realized, all those movies I've been buying digitally, like disc and digital, and put them in Movies Anywhere, and they're like on all the things. That includes Google Play Movies. So
yes, it does.
I've just been randomly asking Google Home to play Captain Marvel, Iron Man 3,
When Movies Anywhere, it was a couple months ago, I think, added the Microsoft movies.
Oh no, yeah.
So about
a week ago, I booted up my Xbox 360 to see if those movies were there. They are. Only thing is, every special feature is an individual listing.
Oh, nice.
It is very bad. Also, if you look in your your Microsoft store on Windows 10, because I actually reinstalled a fresh Windows 10 installation here and was checking stuff out that I had that belonged to that account, and it's just as ugly in there too. Like here's blooper reel from Iron Man 3. It's it's bad. It's pretty bad. That was kind of a fun discovery there. That and calling up a podcast I'm listening to on my phone and telling it to skip ahead to like 55 minutes because that's where I left off on my phone. And my phone's Apple, so it's not gonna it's not gonna connect with that. And it was like, well, just listen to the rest of the podcast in the studio on the whole thing. It's kind of a nice thing you can do. So
yeah, we'll have to do an additional topic. So I have a Google Home. It's sitting right here.
Hey, look at that.
But I haven't found a good use for it.
I think we have I think we have a third one somewhere. Just put it there, and then you can ask it things. You can Google search. That alone is strong because A-Train and Siri don't know Jack.
Don't know Jack. It's interesting. So somewhere around here, and now I'm really interested in this whole theory.
Just plug it in and start voice googling it, man.
Because I have one of these, and somewhere I have a Chromecast too. So I'm guessing the two paired together, plugged into the TV behind me, could create kind of an interesting experience.
Yeah. You can be on the show and be like, "Hey, G-Man, play Iron Man 2," and it just like pops up behind you. You can do a lot of things. You can just cue stuff. It'll be great. You just have such a more dynamic setup over there. But
now you got me really wondering, like, what did I do with that? I think it's the version 2 that's kind of like the circular.
Yeah, we got one of those
thing. It's not. I don't think it's the 4K one.
Well, I might have a version 1. Actually, I might have a second version 2 hanging around too. I
have version 1 as well.
I don't have enough HD TVs, and I don't have a wireless network at home, so it's like, what do I do with it? So, anyways, okay. So I have a couple. First of all, sub awesome thing of the week: Dr. Mario World. I'm a week in and 100 stages later.
That's impressive. So you're a week
I'm playing it all the time.
I was gonna say, how do they keep track of like how much time you've played? Like,
screen time probably does.
Screen time. Like, what's your dedication at this point?
I'm really concerned because let's see. You can do the pullover. I have it on my screen, and let's see. I'm actually 10 minutes below average on my screen time today, which is funny considering how much I was playing Dr. Mario while I was waiting for my meeting at the coffee shop. I play it. I don't know how long I play it before I go to bed. I play it and then pass out.
And you fall asleep and like your phone's on your chest.
Yeah, a little bit of that might be happening too. So, it's that kind of thing.
Just be careful if you play on your iPad, because there have been a few times where I have been playing certain games as I'm in bed falling asleep, and I fall asleep and the iPad smacks me in the forehead.
Yeah, that's usually watching like BoJack Horseman or something. Like, bink. Oh, I should probably get it. Okay. But the awesome thing of the week, I was, again, kind of trying to affect some personal change in my life here and there, and a lot of times that includes, setting reminders and finding apps can help me. I mean, just the awareness factor, right? Like I've had sleepwatch since I've had my Apple Watch, and just the awareness of what my sleep patterns are looking like. It's like letting me know, hey, you had really bad sleep last night. I'm like, yes, because the cat finally came out after 10 days without my wife and decided to sleep on me and bug me, and I had to throw him from the bed a couple of times. Not in the bed, like he's laying on his feet as a cat. Get over it. Anyways, so I love Missy found an article to go along with this. Dr. Mario World is live and is my new summer addiction. Yes, mine too. But no, I wanted to do some change, and I was like, okay, well, let's start here. Let's do some calorie counting. And I remember like back in the day when Daily Burn first came out and everything, I think both Missy and I were trying those, and it was just a pain in the butt, right? Like nothing was in there. You couldn't just pull stuff up, and it's further along. The databases are better. These apps have competed with each other, so I wanted to see what was up. So I put a word out. Hey, I'm looking for a food tracker app, right? And the one that I heard the most, and from professional wrestlers I know, so double thumbs up on that, was MyFitnessPal. It's pretty standard what you'd expect here. You can see a little a bit here if you guys are with me on the screen here. And say the biggest thing is having that calorie counting mechanism to it. And kind of just, again, having that awareness and telling me how I'm doing, log the weight in there. It asks you some questions about what is your job? Are you sitting at the desk all day? And it is also, I believe, if I bump in here, if I get to the right place here, this also does pay attention to what your Apple Watch is doing. So,
very nice.
So it tells you how many extra calories you've earned for walking around, and it has a 10,000 steps segment on it. So it's been super easy. For the most part, everything's been in there. Like, I want a Taco Bell chalupa. It's in there. I want a Sheetz burrito. It's in there, right? I know.
Does it have a barcode scanner?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So
yes.
I'm gonna have to let. So I did Weight Watchers, and that was the deciding factor to go there. And then I hit my target weight and maintained it, and then left. And then I've put on a couple of those pounds back. But that was, to me, what made the difference of my weight loss app journey, because I didn't do like the go to the meetings and whatnot. What made the difference for me was the barcode scanner, and when I went food shopping, I wouldn't buy anything that was too many points kind of deal. So by not having that in the house, then wasn't anywhere to eat. So
and one thing I haven't explored, I've done a week with this, and I'm realizing now I didn't look at much at the Watch app, and the Watch app has a pretty good, like I have just like your goals for calories, carbs, fat, protein. I can quick add water on the Watch app. I can quick add just calories for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on here, apparently. Let's see, you got your nutrients for the day, and you got your step counter for the day. And of course, it is 10,000 steps versus I think your circles are more calorie based on just motion in general. If you're on your Apple Watch, is that correct?
There's the three. You mean the three rings?
The 3 rings. I'm thinking the red one.
So
but.
You have the moon. Yeah, the move ring is based on just walking around.
So it's MyFitnessPal, and I even signed up. Like there's supposedly, so I have the month trial. I probably won't stick around with it because it's like $10 a month. But supposedly it will also give you, and even like the people I talked to said that they don't pay for it. They said, I should probably make it easier to do stuff. But generally, like it's been pretty good with this. I don't know what I'll lose after the trial or anything like that. But it does like you can say, hey, I'm having this food at this time, and supposedly it's going to tell me what having certain foods at certain times of day are doing to me.
Oh,
So that's at least that's a promise that it has. So from that,
Podner says move is calories and not steps related.
right?
Isn't there
right.
Isn't there a step one though? There's a
Well,
way to pull up your
I
steps.
think
on
there's
there.
steps when you go look to.
There's the sit up, like the
Yeah.
sit ups or stand up ring.
There's
I
a
know- I
stand
remember
up
that.
ring, but that's not steps. That's kind of different. That's why I get a lot of I get a lot of calorie counts just from like driving around and at my desk and stuff because I'm moving my hands a lot, right? So. I don't know. Well, speaking of calories and something that I just logged in MyFitnessPal, I have a nice little segment. I figured out what it is for a slice from our good friends at Slice on Broadway. I know exactly how many slices of the most delicious pizza in South Pittsburgh is. And they've been supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza for a good long time here, from their first location in Beachview, right up the street from us, to their other locations in Carnegie, PA, the East End and PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Thank you so much for those guys for supporting the show and feeding our guests. I have a guest later. It's just not me with a whole pizza here. I swear, guys. It's not. That would just feel lonely and sad, and that's just not the case.
There's nothing wrong with that if that was your plan.
Oh, there's everything wrong with that when I'm trying to be healthier.
That's true.
Let's see. Partner saying move is calories, not steps related. Steps are counted as you, and you can view them. I think when you go in the health app, I think it's going to tell you too. So, but that's all in there. But again, it's good to just kind of know, oh, I'm doing this, but I'm only getting like 3,000 steps. But I filled my ring. I don't know what that means. Hey, guys, I want to give a shout out to our friend Chachi at chachisays.wordpress.com, or he does have a domain at thegamejourney.com. And, of course, we talked about it briefly last week, but he is a good 10 games in. And he is through Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and Blast Corps, deep into the N64 on his path to 1,001 games. Oh no, I didn't plug in the right one. Hold on a second. There.
Did you?
There it is.
And is he? Does it only count if he like completes the game, like finishes it end to end?
No.
Or
It's just played them. He's just
Okay.
they're just reviews. It's not
Okay.
beat them. That'd be crazy. But no, go check that out at thegamejourney.com to see what Chachi's up to there for the video games. So it's good. And I know there's been a lot of discussion, and it's been getting some people's memories going, jogging their memories for those games as well. So go check that out. We have a lot of stories here from you guys over at the AwesomeCast Facebook group, of course. Sorry, trying to find my plug so I can plug in my phone again so it doesn't die and I can keep in your chat room. Riz shares, of course, Nintendo unveils a cheaper, smaller Switch Lite compact all-in-one, and it does not have detachable Joy-Cons. Also, it does not attach to your TV in any mechanism either. So if you just want that pure mobile experience that's a little smaller, it's only $200 for this thing.
I like the idea personally. I think it's a great idea, especially the size differential. I'd be interested to see what it would be like to stand up on the train to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like the existing device is a little wide,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like the PlayStation Vita was a little thick.
Okay.
And the screen on the Vita wasn't big enough. I'll be interested to see how this plays, especially games like the Marvel Alliance 3 is coming out. I think that's going to be awesome.
Right.
I'm interested to see, do they come out with some extra special colors or special edition colors? I think that would be pretty cool. It doesn't give you the way to kind of attach different colored Joy-Cons. But the other thing that kind of bummed me out, though, was there are games that require the Joy-Con.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sync your Joy-Con with the device and use them. Obviously, you have to carry them separately. But there are certain games that aren't going to be out-of-the-box compatible with the device,
Mm-hmm.
which I think could cause some confusion and frustration among parents.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of games, Matt Weller also shared with us Google Stadia has had more launch details coming out, and apparently this was a big, as the headlines are saying here over on Inverse, a massive disappointment for gamers. And I'll read Matt's word on this as well. As soon as I can get back over to it, he says the limited release is disappointing, but can somebody explain? Oh, let me explain that as well. Apparently, this was, I thought, explained in their launch announcement, their initial announcement. They're going to be on the Pixel 3 exclusively as far as phones go. No tablets on your Chromecast and PCs. Now, Matt's saying the limited release is disappointing, but can someone explain to me how it works with Chromecast? Haven't looked at that one at the one in my son's room much, but my understanding is the Chromecast was a pass-through device, like an antenna or something that passed from a Google device or app, and it doesn't run the apps on its own. The article says Stadia will work on all Chromecasts at launch, but if my understanding is above is correct, that's not true. If you don't have a Pixel phone, what am I missing? So my understanding is that it will work via Chromecast, and the way Chromecast works, it's not entirely a pass-through. When a Chromecast takes over, it is running its own version of a Netflix app.
Yeah, because you can walk away, right? Like you can shut your phone off.
Mm-hmm.
You can fire up a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and you can leave the house, and that movie's going to keep playing.
Yeah.
So there is some kind of, it's not streaming from the internet to the phone to the Chromecast. It's almost like the device sends a signal to the Chromecast to say, "Go here and start streaming this."
Mm-hmm.
Is the way I've seen it, which is why I don't understand why Google doesn't make a minor UI and Chromecast remote where someone doesn't have to trigger the actual stream to start.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been kind of my gripe with the Chromecast was I want a menu and I don't want to have to go launch an app on another device to then kick off the stream.
So ideally, because the controller, as we mentioned before, is actually going to be connected directly on Wi-Fi to the server, correct? So my thinking would be you activate the controller, it finds a Chromecast, fires it up, and there will be a UI for Stadia that kicks on, right?
Right.
Instead of you having to do that through some other app or something. Now, this is interesting. So actually, I'm getting more out of this personally because this is telling me how apparently Stadia will work with all Chromecasts. I'm presuming version 2 and up. Because my understanding was the Chromecast Ultra would have been exclusive for it, but I guess that's just for 4K play. I don't need 4K because I don't have a 4K TV. So if it just works on that, plus it'll work in all browsers that support Chrome on computers and Chrome OS. They were saying no tablet support, but eventually, Chrome OS tablets will have support as it goes. So yeah, all laptops using Chrome, all TVs with a Chromecast. So while device-wise, phone-wise, it's kind of weird, and I think that's a very selective thing. Because, how many things have they put on, like, hey, this is only exclusive to, like, this Pixel number? But it's, like, an AR thing that any of them could probably do.
And I loaded someone ported the camera app to a number of other devices. So I actually have the Pixel camera on my Galaxy Note. Now you kind of have to sideload the extra stuff where, like, I remember how we did the Iron Man thing and all those when we reviewed the Pixel. You kind of have to sideload those UI elements or those VR elements separately. But it works pretty well.
That's awesome. So also going AR here for a moment, Dave Podner shared July 16th is the 50th anniversary of the launch of Apollo 11. This app allows you to view the rocket in an augmented reality. Now, let's see if I carried over here. I did load this up off of the store. I have way too many pages. And it's JFK Moonshot is the app if you want to check it out. And if we get in here, let's see, it's loading up. I'm going to allow it to do things. And we get a nice little video of JFK playing. Oh no, I can't skip this. Oh no, I can't skip this. Okay. All right. Some video stuff going on. Oh, the moonshot. Let's see what I can do here. I'm going to begin my mission. Okay. All right. Live demos are fun. Let's see what comes 50 years. We will fulfill. Oh, there's a lot of text. Oh, there's a lot of text to get to anything. Launch the Saturn V rocket. Track it. Okay, I understand. Get me to something happen. No, stop giving me text and make something happen. Come on, guys. Something there's a full scale. Da, 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 da. Yep. I don't care. I'm not going to your museum. Moving ahead. All right, we're going to allow it to use the camera. Continue. And now, let's see. Scan to place rocket at your current location. Let's see. Let's just put it there. Oh, yeah, there's a rocket in the studio, you guys. It's on my desk.
Can you rotate around it? Does it look pretty good?
Yeah. I mean, I can't go too far because I'm attached to the setup here. But yeah, there's touch points on here. And yeah, okay, so you got to unlock all of the. Oh, there's a video that pops up that's floating in my studio right now. This is pretty cool, actually. Oh, we can tap to launch the rocket. Let's see what happens now. It's gonna go through my ceiling. Oh, there it goes. It's try walking around the model, get closer to zoom in on it. I'm actually severely close right now. And there it goes. And my landlord's going to be pissed.
What happens when it hits the ceiling?
I don't know. Maybe my ceiling is the stratosphere. Huh. There it goes. All right, that was fun for the audio people out there. Just imagine that in your head. So it's JFK Moonshot, and you also can have fun with that out there too. So that's fun. I got to see the Apollo 11 movie that they made with all like the restored footage from before, and that was really cool. It's too bad Dutters didn't make it here this week. Chilla, I think she's still on assignment. Checking out those VR den chairs in Germany. I think probably
she's probably trapped in one of them.
She's trapped in one. We should probably send help. But Ponners says CES is going to be more, quote, interesting next year. The group behind the show for CES is opening it up to sex tech products, and they're also going to more strictly enforce this dress code as part of a wider state of diversity-related announcements that they've put out there. So CES now getting a little risque. You know what? I don't even know what that. I don't want to know what that is. That they have here.
So didn't someone win Best of Show for some kind of erotica toy, and then they took it back off of them?
What did it have to do
something, and then they banned that type of technology from the show. I thought there was a big hubbubaloo about this.
Hubbubaloo?
Yeah,
hubbubaloo. I don't even know what age that makes you using terminology like that.
The whippersnappers at the CES conference.
The whippersnappers at CES. The
causing all the hubbubaloo.
30 to 40-year-old CES event. Jeez. So it was brought up just a couple weeks ago. The VR flight that was out at the airport. I didn't get a chance to try.
Is that that's the one where you were like the bird?
Yeah. Brian Crawford. His awesome thing of the week was the Jurassic Flight VR simulator at National Aviary. Apparently got a software upgrade. It's a VR experience. You fly as a pterosaur through the Jurassic period and right past several dinosaurs. That's awesome. So apparently they updated it. It looks like a very similar setup. And this is shared via PGH Museums on Facebook if you want to check that out. But it's but yeah, you get you and you're flying. You have your hands on kind of wing devices that you're motioning and flying with and everything. and you have looks like probably an Oculus or maybe a Vive.
Oh, that's super cool.
Mm-hmm. And you got notice the fan in front of you to give you the feeling of flying as well, and also keep you from your face from sweating from those VR units. Man, I haven't done
The old one was more of like a glider with your arms out. You didn't actually have to flap your wings.
I don't remember much of that movement, so they may have updated that too. So that's really interesting. So I love the aviaries doing something like different like that, right? So, but go check those out. Those are shared, of course, over on the AwesomeCast Facebook page. All of those stories you can comment and share what you would like to as well. Hey, I love talking about stuff that's in our neighborhood, Chilla. I mean, you take a train through here every day, Chilla. You get to see beach view and how it's changing.
I do, and because I ride on the back of the train, it's like I stop right at your studio every morning.
That's awesome. You're just like feet from my studio way before I woke up every day. Well, I want to give a shout out to friends at Sparkle Dragon's Magical Emporium. Whether you're looking for a custom handcrafted gift or something to soothe your soul, Sparkle Dragon's Magical Emporium has you covered. Sure, you can stop by their website at sparkledragon.com, but if you're in the area, like Chilla is, every day, hop off that train, Chilla, and get yourself some incense. And nothing beats a nice cup of tea and a chat with Joyce, one of our friends here in the neighborhood. So go check them out, sparkledragon.com. All right, Chilla, what do you want to talk about here? What's on the back of the book here for this? You're warning me about my Windows updates for one thing.
So. Yeah, from what I was, and I briefly.
And can I mention again? This is a computer I recovered that Chilla is joining us on. Hopefully, he's a little less choppy than before. Everything looks pretty silky smooth from what I can tell here. The Windows 10 install experience is a delight these days. I don't know if you've done it recently,
just the regular update process?
No, I'm talking about installing from scratch off of a USB key.
Oh, off of a USB key.
Yes.
Yeah, I have done that.
Cortana introduced herself to me. It was great. I almost left her on, then didn't.
She's becoming her own app, I think, in the next.
Yeah, I think she is too. Although I realize I should throw A-Train on this too, so I can just yell A-Train commands over the studio. That'll be good because I can actually, if we did that, I can do A-Train commands in through the board with you on it. You wouldn't be able to hear them because I cancel you out, but that's something we could do. Anyways, sorry. So proceed with your warning, sir.
So it sounds like, for those who aren't aware, there's an 18-month service life for the Windows Home and Pro versions.
Okay.
So that means the April 2018 update is going to reach end of life November 12th of this year.
Okay.
And they're going to start forced update processing for Home and Pro editions to help ensure adequate time for a smooth update process.
Okay.
Which there was problems with last fall's update. If we remember, I think it was deleting files.
Yes, scary problems that make me not want to ever let Windows update on its own. Yeah, exactly. Well, I did double check, and I am on the 803 of this, and now I'm wondering 1803, yes, and this was installed on 5/25/2018. So that's
so that means that you're that version that's going end of life in November.
So I'm end of life now. I have manually disabled. Like I went in and changed code to disable Windows Update.
It was like hacking a Gibson.
I hacked the Gibson, and Penn Jillette was there, and you hacked the Gibson. I might have been playing hackers at the time. So is it going to overtake the settings?
So I can't.
We have not. This is unconfirmed.
This is Well, it's Mary Jo Foley on All About Microsoft that's talking about it. But what they don't explain is if you've modified to in an attempt to never get an update, will this somehow trigger anyway? Are you getting any kind of security updates or anything?
No, I'm not getting anything. I'm
okay. Then
I'm
this
completely
probably
off.
won't affect
But-
you. But
right.
here will be an interesting question. Have you ever gotten to, and that maybe this is what will happen. It'll start disabling capabilities
Oh,
on the
jeez,
device.
really?
Yeah, it's like you were running an unsupported version of Windows.
Well, I don't know what it is. Well,
Please update
also,
now.
so we're talking about the studio computer, and the studio computer is mostly untouched. I mean, it touches the internet, so Chrome is updating, right? Because that's the only thing that goes to the internet, and it's running our switcher software. It's running a Wirecast 7, which I think they're up to maybe 12 or 13 now. It's running again. I opened Chrome to set up the Facebook. That's it. That's all we do. I do not think I need to get updates on this. Plus, if I get an update, it may kill the software that works on it now that does not have support anymore itself, right? Like, I mean, this is kind of the stasis of like when I visited the sound studio. You're going to find a sound studio with 10 versions back of Mac OS, but it works with that board kind of situation.
But Microsoft has a plan for you. You're
no,
supposed to,
no,
they do. You're supposed to be on the long-term servicing branch, which has a 10-year, no need to update.
So I have to
plan.
pay them to not receive their updates.
In theory, I'll be interesting to talk to me on November 13th, 2019, and let me know how you're doing. The only reason, because I'm trying to remember.
Hold on a second. I gotta set something. Hold on. I want to.
It'd be funny if it disabled like all your USB ports.
What was that date?
Silly.
What was that date?
November 13th, 2019. Well, the end of service date is November 12th.
Set reminder for end of service date for Studio Windows version on November 12th,
2019.
There's my reminder. There's a reminder. End of service date for Studio Windows version. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen. I'm also
She's
gonna
gonna come back and say you should have bought a Mac.
I should have bought a Mac. It's usually the answer. Anyways, we'll watch out for that and see what's going on there, or whatever will happen. Wait, hold on a second. What day of the week is November 12th, 2019?
It's probably a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. Oh man, that's gonna be a fun episode. Hey, I know I got my first person that said they already uninstalled their Harry Potter game.
Oh, really?
And this is a said
because they were frustrated, or they just lost interest.
This is also the person who is now building a Lego Hogwarts.
Wait, what?
To show you what level of a fan they are, and they deleted Harry Potter because it was not interesting. But don't worry, because your Pokemon is still getting updates, guys. Upgraded Pokemon Go battles will have you swiping on the screen. So that is going to happen. They're still pushing updates for that. We are going to get that. Plus, we're also going to get Team Rocket in the game. If you're a fan.
What's Team Rocket?
Team Rocket was from the show.
Oh, I never watched
They're the ones
show.
that had Meowth. I think they were part of the first games on the Game Boy or something. Oh, we're talking about the versus battles too, more so.
So here, and maybe I'm just.
I know versus battle
too open into
you know
games, because I really like Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
I never played a Pokemon game on Game Boy or on anything.
Your world is Pokemon Go, and that's it, right?
I never watched the cartoon.
Did you watch Detective Pikachu?
I never played the card game.
What about Detective Pikachu? You're gonna watch that, right?
I have not seen Detective Pikachu.
You should.
But I enjoy the game, and I probably that I would probably sit down on a Friday evening and take that in.
Get that red box.
Yeah, but I've never played the game. I'm actually from the because I can swap the characters between the Switch game.
Mm-hmm.
There was some interest. Like if I could pick up a cheap used copy, I might. But yeah, I've never done any of that stuff in the Pokemon universe.
But it's enough for you, right? Like
but the Pokemon Go, I love it. Like I play every day.
Yeah, I keep falling in and out of it. So Yeah.
But
Oh,
even when you fall out of it, I feel like when you jump back in, it's not like you.
yeah, it's not hard. It's just like, oh wait,
Yeah.
where was I? Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm getting my streaks again, and it's congratulating me, and I'm still collecting things because it's attached to my Apple Watch. All right, all right. Speaking of which, Niantic, who is doing both the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Pokemon Go and Ingress, they are shutting down their very first app, which was Field Trip. This is something that attached to, and Niantic was I think is a spin-off of Google, if I recall. I know we went over this before, but and you can kind of tell this is the kind of thing where it got like the locations that are now Pokestops and whatever that is in whatever game you're in. So they're shutting down Field Trip. Field Trip was a cool app back in the day with, I thought it was great with Google Glass because you would go around, get a little notification, and it would pop up like historical information about where you're at. So I would be driving around or walking around with it, like say downtown, and like whenever there's like a placard of like George Washington was here or something, especially downtown, it was stuff like that. Right, like, hey, here's a clock that da 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 da. It was kind of cool to kind of learn a little bit about locations around you, just being around it. And of course, there was an app version on your iPhone and Android that also gave you notifications. But that's just one of those. Sorry to see it go. It was kind of somewhat revolutionary at the time when it came out.
Yeah, it was interesting because what I found was cool about it is because to me, it took it one step further than just the typical placard landmarks, and there's the odd shaped sign landmarks. Like I remember like stumbling up across a couple areas downtown where it said, "Oh, this scene in this movie was filmed here," and I thought that kind of stuff was really cool because you're not going to get that from a typical landmark marker.
No, absolutely not. Some pretty cool stuff here. Again, more Google. Waze has a new toll calculator to make it easier for you to plan your trip. Could have used this one. Of course, I'm Easy Pass, so but it's kind of nice. It would be kind of nice to say, hey, you're going to spend $20 in tolls on this trip. So
you have to give all 20 of your toes.
All 20 of your toes. What?
You need an extra passenger.
It's like a built-in HOV. So that's part of it. Yeah, when you get it, and there's a toll, it'll pop up and let you know the estimation on the tolls. So that is pretty cool. I know you can easily turn on and off toll roads. Sometimes I'll turn off toll roads if I'm in an area that I think there might be some, to make sure I don't like try to accidentally take a toll road with my rent-a-car that I haven't really went in for my Easy Pass whatever, and they are going to pay you. They're going to charge you through the nose if you went through one of those gates, right? Especially
not anymore.
Not anymore.
If you go through the Easy Pass lane, and you don't have an Easy Pass,
yeah. What about
it? Because there's no more toll takers, right?
Well, yeah, but if you do, you've signed up for the service on your rent-a-car. If you go through one, so if I was reading correctly on Hertz, if you go through one toll plaza, you just activated your Easy Pass or tolls or whatever for the entire trip, and you're now getting charged a fee every day of your rental.
What?
Yes.
Well, but how does that work though? Because in Pennsylvania, there are no more, and if you didn't have an Easy Pass, it takes a picture of the license plate and sends you a bill.
No, not everywhere. The Turnpike still has tickets and cash.
No,
I believe they do.
If you go through like Cranberry
for the yeah, okay.
There's no more.
No.
There's no more toll taker.
They had them. I swear they had them when I came.
Have you been there in the last 2 months?
Maybe I'm thinking Ohio. Yeah, I have been through. I have been through.
Ohio still has tickets and cash, and
maybe
New York still has tickets and cash.
I went through Ohio. I went through New York. Pennsylvania has none.
No, because the whole thing is now they take a picture of your license plate and mail you the bill.
I know they have this on 376 between Newcastle and Chippewa. We're getting very local, guys. But again, I'm thinking about like there's the one toll plaza, and I don't even see the plaza because I go through the big archway thing. with
Mhm.
my Easy Pass. Like when you come back through and they charge you $7 for return to Pennsylvania, you're welcome. And you're right. All the rest of my stuff has been through Ohio Turnpike and up through Buffalo area,
Yeah.
up 90. So you're right. I have not seen other than that potential one and the other one. Now wait, when we went to Connellsville just last week, I swear they still have cash because it was cash or Easy Pass. No, I bet they're not. Never mind. I think you're right. I think they are toll tag now. Down 43. Anyways, we'll find out this weekend because we have some trips to do in those directions. So, anyways, what the hell's next? Do I have another story in here?
Did you buy anything on Prime?
No.
Prime Day?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I'm not buying stuff in the.
It's been sending me messages. Hey, we think you'd be into this thing. I was like, hey, you know what, Amazon, just send me my cat litter scooper and shut up, okay?
I like when it sends me you'd be interested in this thing, and yeah, I was definitely interested in it because I bought it last week.
Yeah, they're pretty bad with that. The one of them I just did. But there's a couple today. There were actually a couple today that looked kind of interesting, but like nothing I would buy on a whim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hold on. Oh, they're still in here actually. So, Tokyo Ghost Deluxe Edition. What is that? A comic book? The hell? One was like a Wonder Woman art book. Like they're so strange. Oh wait, audio splitter. But that's not even a Prime Day thing. That's just the thing that happened to be in my wish list. I don't know.
There's a $2,200 Samsung QLED TV on sale for $900.
I don't need a TV. I don't need.
It's 65 inches of 4K.
65 inches of 4K. Didn't you read the article about how 4K is BS?
That's not true.
The movies aren't even producing them in 4K.
That's the movies. There's TV.
There's
Blu-rays.
It's Blu-rays. Wait, Blu-ray isn't 4K.
It depends on what you're getting.
If you get like the Ultra HD or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Oh, this iRig adapter is only $29.96. Nope, not doing it. Jeez. Okay.
Oh, something's going weird.
What?
I just got a weird pop-up with FaceTime.
One last thing, Virgin Orbits. Yes, Virgin Air also has a Virgin Orbit. They did their first rocket drop test, and it was successful. A real launch could happen before summer is over. I believe they are dropping it from a 747, and ideally these rockets could then go orbital from there. Right, but the fun point from this is the aircraft, the Boeing 747 in use, was named Cosmic Girl.
Cosmic Girl? What's
Cosmic
that from?
Girl. I don't know. I think it's just their name. Their cheeky name that they're going to use with Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbit. So actually, there's a difference. Let me clarify this. I'm just noticing in the Engadget article. Unlike Virgin Galactic, the Virgin Orbit team isn't carrying crewed vessels into space. This is just the rockets and payloads and delivery, apparently. So there's a whole different between them. Virgin expects to charge between 10 to 15 million per flight, which is a bargain compared to other aircraft-based launches and many conventional rockets. You got to think how much fuel you're saving, doing it from up there instead of from the ground. So it makes a lot of sense. Oh, geez. And you know what also makes a lot of sense? We do a lot of production here, including this one here at Sorgatron Media Studios, but also tucked here in the back of Sorgatron Media Studios is Sidekick Media Services. From sporting events to music video production to conferences and everywhere in between, the team at Sidekick Media Services has you covered as a sidekick to your superhero project. What next big thing can we help you with? You can find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com. Our team is all over the place. I know members of our team putting together videos for podcasts, podcasts, helping put together websites, visiting some of our clients on the West Coast currently, and just a lot of podcast work today, at least on my plate, and so much more. Check out everything at sidekickmediaservices.com. Find out what else we do around here that's awesome outside of the AwesomeCast there, and if we can help you with your superhero project, we can be your sidekick. So with that, Mr. Chilla,
Yes.
you're at chillatech.net.
John's Chilla on the Facebook, Chilla on the Twitter. I'm trying to think. Chilla photo maybe on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to pick up and get more into Instagram, at least from a opening up the app and scrolling through stuff.
You're like me with LinkedIn.
Instagram was one of those ones that was kind of shoveled into the photos folder and rarely touched, because I could just post to Facebook and say, yeah, post this to
But it's so
Instagram
much more
too.
than photos right now.
Yeah, I don't get into that though, like the TV.
I do. Dude, we're dropping our videos for like our match clips that we're putting on YouTube and Facebook are now going on IGTV because the integration is pretty nice and some people are watching through there. So it's been pretty cool. A lot of those communities for wrestling's on there. So it's you know, and you got to prune it, right? Like you got to follow the right things, and it's pretty cool. And I try not to follow like people that are just reposting, using it as a mechanism to repost memes. It's just like, no, that's not what this is for, you know. So, but
You should get into the TikToks.
the TikToks. I appreciated this weekend. There was a return of one of my favorite announcers to work with, Church over at the RWA in West Newton, and he was always the media-inducing Twitter tweeting, and he had a few other monikers. So he hasn't been around for like 9 months, and now he's the TikToking as well added to it.
TikToking is like an easy hole to go down because you can just kind of keep scrolling, and it's short clips.
I've not done that. Some of the wrestlers have been getting into it, but I just have not. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. Like, I don't know what that audience is. I don't know what to fiddle with it.
Oh, it's just kids. It's the whippersnappers.
Yeah, which also is like, is it just me hanging out with a bunch of kids on an app? That just sounds illegal.
No, because it's not real time.
No.
I don't know. To me, it's pretty impressive with some of the stuff that people come up with, and with like the kind of making it look like a magic trick or doing something interesting. I don't know. I find it fascinating, the kind of like low key special effects people try to pull off with kind of stop motion video.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe that'll be my thing. Do I have it installed on here yet? Because I did, and I feel like I deleted it. Oh, we'll find out. Yeah,
it's no Yik Yak, but
it's no Yik Yak.
I think that got decommed a while ago.
Yeah, it did a lot. And we're still running we're running some of the classic Yik Yak videos on the Sorgatron Media replay feed lately. I'm wondering if anybody's noticed. So, in all the feed, it pops up for like, a minute and a half, right? When we have like 2.5 hours of comic book pit or something, right? So, Sorgatron on the tweets as well. Please hit me up over there. And we got a lot of stuff going on. We're doing 2 wrestling productions this weekend. And one, the Jet Set and Limousine Flying. Wait. That's not right. Producer Missy is set to return. So we'll have fun with her coming back, and I'm sure she's going to tell me everything I've done wrong on this show in the last 2 weeks without her. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chat room, including I saw Dave Podner hanging out in there, among others. Thank you so much for supporting the show. We'll see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. All right. Thanks, streamers. We'll be back at 9 p.m. for a Wrestling Mayhem show with the Honey Badger.